So, and then number 2, it wants the same thing, the slope, but it wants in standard form. Okay, so you have your formulas. So point slope is y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, and standard is ax plus by equals c. And the 2 rules for standard form, y'all remember from last week? A has to be positive, and you can have no fractions or decimals. Okay, so slope. There are multiple methods to be able to find slope. I feel confident that last year and the year before you were taught the slope formula. So I'm going to start off with the slope formula. So you're going to need your calculators. You're going to turn those on. So when it comes to the slope formula, you have y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. So it doesn't matter which is 2 and which is 1, but whatever you decide, you have to stick with it. So, first off, ordered pairs. Are they x and y or y and x?
X and Y.
X and y, alphabetical order. So, with that, what do y'all want to start with? -9 or -11? Okay, so that means the top is 1. So if you start with -11, you're going to do -11. And we're going to type it in. I want you to type it in the calculator just as written. So -11 minus a -9 over, we started with -11, then we're going to start with the -9. And then -9 minus a -8. Okay, so we all got the same answer. So by hand, you can, a negative makes a positive. So -11 plus 9, when the signs are opposite, you subtract and take the sign of the larger number. So 9 minus 11 would be -2. And then again, negative make a positive, and -9 plus 8 would be -1. And negative divided by a negative is a +2. Okay, so since it asked us on number 1 to just put it in point slope, then you're simply going to pick one of the 2. So you have 2 possible answers. Both would be correct. So you have y minus, and which one do y'all want to use? Top set or bottom set?
Bottom.
And it doesn't matter. You can use both. So if you want to use the other than, I'm going to use the bottom. It doesn't matter. So y minus -11, when you have minus a negative, you have what? Plus. So don't double sign it. Our m we just found. And x minus our x value. So if I use a -11, I got to use -9. And again, a negative makes a +9. So then the same answer would be accepted for the top. So y plus 9, and again, you don't have to write both, and x plus 8. And why would they be the same? Here's the reason why. So 2 times x is 2x plus 18 when you distribute. And then the opposite of adding 11 would be subtracting. And what is 18 minus 11? 7. So if I distributed 2x plus 16, and opposite of adding 9 is subtracting, is 16 minus 9, also 7? Yeah, so if we solve them for y, you would get the same answer. So, but your answer is in blue. That's what you type in. That's point slope form. or the other blue answer. Both would be accepted, either one. Okay, standard form. So in the formula for standard form, is there a place where we can put our M or our B or an X1 or a Y1 or X2 or Y2? There's an A, B, and a constant. C's for constant. Yes? Is there an M somewhere? No. So when it asks for standard form, you have to put it in point slope form first, or slope intercept. Both is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and go down, and so we have 2 and 3 and 3 and 6. That way it doesn't get too messy. So 2 and 3 and 3 and 6. So the top one, we use the point slope formula. That is one method, perfectly fine. The second method is what I like, is just the change of y over the change in x. So if your numbers are on the same side of the number line, that means they have the same side, they're same sign, then you subtract to find the change. If they're on opposite sides of the number line, for instance, -2 and 2, your change is not 2 minus 2. It's not 0 because it's not the same number. It's 2 plus 2 is 4. Your change would be 4. And if you get kind of confused, we've got a number line up top to the right in the classroom for your use to kind of visualize it. So when you find the change, when they're on the same side, we're just subtracting. So what is 6 minus 3? 3. Are we going up or going down from 3 to 6?
Up.
Up. So it's going to be a positive 3. And what's the change from 2 to 3?
1.
1. Are we going up again? Okay, so if you're going down, you put a negative. So is it 1 over 3 or 3 over 1?
3 over 1.
3 over 1, which equals what? 3. Okay, so that's our M. So that was the first question. And then it asked us to put it in standard form. So to put it in standard form, we have to put it in slope intercept. And I'm going to use the top set. Are we good with that? Okay. Pink. Okay, so y minus what? 3. Equals my M, which is 3, and x minus what? 2. Could I use 3? Not if I didn't use 6. Okay? So you have to stick with the same ordered pair. What comes next? Looks like multiplication starts with a D. Do y'all remember the word? Distribute. Very good. So do y'all understand what the word distribute means?
Yes.
Okay. So when you distribute, if I distribute on Halloween candy to all the kids, what am I doing? Giving out candy. Am I selecting who gets one? No, I'm going to give it to everybody who comes in, even the big teenager. Okay, so we're going to distribute. So it means we're going to multiply. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -2 is
6.
-6. Okay, and then if you want to bring everything down, you can. So, normally, I would solve for y if it was asking me for slope intercept, but this one is asking for standard form. So for standard form, we have 2 rules. A needs to be positive. So A is the number in front of what letter? So A is in front of x. A is in front of x. So that coefficient of x, that's the number in front of x, coefficient needs to be positive. Is it, oops, I'm trying to move up. Hold on, why is it not? Again. So since x is positive, we're not going to move it. We're going to move the y to the other side. So if y is positive on the left, what's it going to be on the other side? Negative. Opposite of positive is negative. And then what do we need to get rid of? The -3 or the -6? -6. But we can't use movement because there's something over there to add it to. So opposite of negative is a positive. Okay, so I'm going to start with my x. So I'm flip-flopping. Again, on inequalities, you can't do that. So you have 3x plus what? So we move the y over. What kind of y is it? Is it plus? No. So it is minus y equals, and again, to keep from forgetting that, you might want to put the minus y over here in the first place. Equals what? Three. Okay, so to check your answer, in your calculator, what I would do, because it's easy to make a sign mistake, we put in the first set, so take the second set, and you can do 3 times 3 minus y, so -6. What do you get? 3 times 3 is what? 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. Does that work? Does that check out? That checks. So you can put it in your calculator, you can do it in your head, and you just make sure the numbers check out so that you didn't miss a sign, which is really easy to do. And we're done. Okay? So basically you have, those are the hardest type. The others are where they give you the slope and a point. So if they, number 3, the m is -1/7, and your point is -6 and -8. So let's do point slope form. And then together we will do standard. Okay, so we have our y1, -8. So when you put in a negative, class, what do we do? A negative equals a positive. So when you enter your answer, only put one sign, so it'd be plus. Your m they gave you is -1/7, and the x is -6. So again, negative and negative make a positive. So it only is plus when you put in a negative. So, and as far as today's lesson, that is it. Now on Wednesday, we're going to take it a step further with ones that have nasty fractions like that. So we're going to be able to put those in standard form. So we would distribute. So again, you don't have to write. So you have -1/7 times x, which would be -1/7 x. Negative times a positive is a negative, and 1 times 6 is 6 over 7 equals y plus 8. So if we were going to put this in standard form, 1, we have fractions, and 2x is negative. So if x is negative, we're going to leave it over here? No. We're going to take it to the other side. So the opposite of a negative would be a positive. 1/7 x plus y. And then the opposite of adding 8 is subtracting 8. Now when we subtract 8, we have to have a common denominator, or we use our handy dandy calculator. We do not use mixed numbers. Even though Get More Math may, if you ask to reveal, it may show you a mixed number, but we're not using mixed numbers at all. So what is 8 times 7?
56.
Yep. So that would be -56 over 7 is the same thing as 8, -8. And negative, when the signs are the same, you keep them. So what is 6 plus 56 would be 62. So -62. So, oops, we have 1/7 x plus y equals negative 62 over 7. So if we're going to get rid of the fraction, what are we going to multiply by? What's on the bottom? 7. So you're just going to multiply by 7. So not bad. So remember, when you have the same on the top and the bottom, they do what? They cancel out. 7 divided by 7 is just 1. So these two will cancel out. So let's get another color. So that goes away, and 1 times x is just x. But it's not gone. It's still there because we got to distribute to each one. So 7 times y is 7y. And then again, 7 times this one. So again, the 7's cancel, and you end up with negative 62. So this is your future for Wednesday, is what you'll be looking at. So majority of the harder ones, you're just going to be asked to put them in point slope formula. So remember, if your points are negative, then in the point slope formula it's going to be positive. So again, write down the point slope formula until you know it.